think it's a biblical principle where God blesses us, then that's not just to make us feel good, but it's an opportunity for us then to bless others. And some folk would ask me during the week of New Horizon, oh, it must be very tiring, it must be, you don't see your family, it's hard going. But seeing 5,000 plus people come in each day, and being encouraged, being challenged, being some of them sent out around the world, it makes it all worthwhile.
Well, I think for myself, it's discovering the skills and the gifts and talents that God has actually given you, and then being allowed the opportunity to use them. So to come along to an event like New Horizon and just to come along and to see God at work, and to see Him help you to find out just who you are. I think part of discovering myself was coming along to New Horizon, taking part in the event, and then just growing and developing through that. And I think the big thing is the networking, is working with others, coming along and seeing them personally grow as well, and to connect with them as the week it goes on.
One of the things for me on a wider level was just meeting people who had received so much blessing and encouragement and challenge from the New Horizon scene, that their eyes had been opened to, yes, there are folk in other denominations rather than our own who have a very solid theological base and are very evangelical in their outlook. But to see that group of people coming together and then going back with that enthusiasm to local churches, and in quite a number of cases, there are testimonies of those who have actually allowed their church, their local church, to think more widely about the things that they do and why they do them and how they do them.
Coming to the prayer tent as a person visiting New Horizon was obviously very important to me, and in the last couple of years I've had the privilege of becoming coordinator of the pastoral support team at New Horizon, and there I meet people just like me, people who need to forgive, people who need to be forgiven, people who need prayer and support of all kinds. And I think of one young person who came in just so distressed they could hardly speak, over an issue, a major issue in their life. And at the prayer tent they found someone who just understood the issue and was willing to pray it through with them. And that person not only received the immediate support that they needed just to get through that day and that week, but also was able to find an ongoing support that they desperately needed in their life. And in fact, their life has just turned around as a result of that. So that's tremendously encouraging to see God work that kind of transformation through the ministry of New Horizon.
On the day of setup and the day of takedown, we have about 15 prisoners come out from Magilligan and help us, and they're a real help just to get us to do that. Lots of muscle and manpower. But they just had a real encouragement this year. There's been a guy who's been coming for 2 years to help us. He was released in May, and I got a phone call from him earlier this year to say that he's going to come to the event this year with his family. So again, those individual contacts and relationships just building, and those people seeing what they have gained from the event and them wanting to give back and give back to the event. So that's been something that's been encouraging for me.
At a very personal level, I still benefit from the teaching. I'm still able to enjoy going back over recordings that were made on Bible readings and evening celebrations, and to know the impact that had on me personally, as well as my growing family at that time. And I cherish those memories because they have been a great foundation for our own children to grow through their teenage years and into their 20s, and now they're married, and their children, so our grandchildren, are now attending this event that their grandparents were involved in right at the very beginning.
Well, I think it's part of being refreshed and seeing the kingdom growing rather than just your own. It can so easily be you in your little corner. And Alliance Youth Works is one of those organisations that works in various churches. So it's lovely to be able to give back to the church some of that, the way that they have encouraged us as individuals and also as an organisation, but also just to develop young people and them growing, and the leaders and supporting the leaders, and to see all of those leaders coming along. There could be 200 or more working with the Children Youth Programme each year. So it's coming along, watching the programmes develop, watching the children and young people grow right through to leadership, and just to be refreshed and just to take time out from the day-to-day work and just to be part of a big event. It's wonderful.